Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Threesome Fantasy Premier League podcast. I'm Phil. I'm here with Ant and Mike. It is so close to the end of the season, touching distance, and it is fizzling out with a whimper. But not in our battle to see who wins between us three. That's for sure. Mike, how are you?
Well, I think maybe, good, thank you. Maybe more so the battle between the two of you rather than the three of us.
I'm inclusive.
No, sorry, it's very sweet of you. But barring a 450-point swing, I think it's probably just between the two of you.
Okay, Ant, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good. I mean, Mike knows it's all about next season. It's all about next season. It'll be a different game. You'll see. But yes, no, I'm well, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
Bad back, but I'll cope.
Old age.
So it is, yeah, very much so. How's your... Oh, Mike, what are you eating? What are you eating, drinking?
Oh, Domino's, gluten-free?
Little sandwich going on.
Oh, very nice. I haven't had my dinner.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Mike, how's your game week going?
Yeah, it's going all right, actually. I understand that Everton have conceded, which is a shame, because I have three Everton players in my team. But 54 points with those three Everton players to play. So highlights were that assist for Alexander-Arnold with the Alisson goal. Salah got me 7 for his. Zahar finally came good for me. He got me 6. Hello, Rabbit to you too.
Yeah.
Harry Kane got me the 6 points. Okay, thank you.
I can't stop it. I can't stop it. My phone keeps saying hello, Rabbit.
Throw it out the window quick.
I literally can't stop it.
The high point.
Carry on.
Oh, my wife is unbelievable. She is going through my boot, looking. She is going to find things.
Has she found one of those pizza boxes?
We're about to have a domestic. She is going to find all sorts in there.
No.
She's not only right. So she sent me out to my boot, which is basically my second office. She sent me out to look for Drew's, my little one's football top, because he starts football training again tomorrow. And I said it's definitely not in the boot of my car because I went and had a good rummage. Anyway, not only has she gone and found said top and she's waving it through the window at me, there she is, but she'll have also found crisp stash. Hold on, what else? Empty Easter egg boxes. Yeah. So many packets of crisps. Yeah, it's valid. Sorry about that. Anyway, we are live. We're live on YouTube. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, we don't have any viewers though. It's fine.
Yeah. So anyway, I get off this call and no doubt that'll be quite literally probably rubbed in my face to the point of suffocation. There we go. It's an awkward start. It's an awkward opening. Game week. Game week. Harrison, 16 points. That was the pick. Very happy with that.
The first time in a long time, because I've noticed recently you've actually been giving out some good advice. I mean, you've not been taking your own advice. No. But for you've been pumping out some good suggestions and they've been coming off.
Yes.
And you went for
it. Definitely a hint of being patronising there. But I did. I backed myself. I backed my own advice. There've been a few, of late. Willock. Every time he scores, I'm like, I called this weeks ago. But happy enough. So 54 with 3 playing tonight. I imagine I'll come, upwards of 60 points.
And how about you, mate?
Well, I know we're on game week 36, boys, but I just wanted to quickly have a little mention of game week 35 because we did record halfway into that massive game week. And I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying it was the first time we'd all scored more than 100 points in a game week. Phil,
certainly, yeah.
You in particular, my friend, had an absolute stormer. Was it 140 odd you got in the end?
130 something, 137, I think. Yeah, something like that.
137. Yeah, Mike, I think, got 106. And I ended up with 114. And then still went down about 20,000 places in the game. I couldn't believe it. So
it was an astonishing week.
It really was. Huge scores all over the shop. Unfortunately, boys, for me, this has been an absolute mare. Not needed this time of the season. I'm currently sat here with my I was meant to be 9 players, now 8 players, thanks to Jota's injury for Liverpool. Yeah, not great. Currently sat here, boys, with 31 points. I bought in Godfrey. Yeah, not the best. This is a Michael Botto-esque week, this one.
Again.
But brought in Godfrey of Everton because obviously Everton are going to keep a clean sheet against already relegated Sheffield United. That lasted 7 minutes. Lingard again, 2 points. I mean, literally done nothing since I brought him in. Joined the bandwagon way too late. He's done nothing. I don't think he's even had a single assist since I brought him in.
I think I've watched every game since you brought him in, and what's happening with Lingard, in my opinion, and this isn't based on statistics, is he seems to be playing a lot deeper for some reason, and also he just looks knackered. So yesterday there were so many opportunities, so many counterattacks that West Ham had, and you're like, right, give it to Lingard because I've got him as well. Where is he? He's just trundling up slowly, like in the centre circle. He's not involved at all. And I think I said the other week, didn't I? Get him out and bring in what's his chops, who scored from Brentford, and
Rama.
Yes, yeah. I just didn't want to take a hit to do it, but he may well come out this week, Lingard.
Yeah.
Who else you got, Ant?
Well, I had FPL Bluebird on Twitter very kindly picked Harry Kane as my captain. He got me 12 points. He was my highest scorer by a mile. Antonio brought in this week. West Ham seem to have hit the buffers a little bit, don't they? Champions League hopes gone up in smoke. He got 2. Watkins got an assist, 5. Dallas got 6. Martinez only got 2 points, but he should have got 2 points for his save. I actually watched some football this weekend, boys. Newsflash.
Nice.
I actually watched Match of the Day for the first time probably since about February, and I saw Martinez's save this afternoon. I don't know if you boys have seen it, but it was pretty outrageous. It was Casper Schmeichel-esque. But yeah, just 2 points for him. So Phil, what I'm really hoping here is you're going to tell me that all of your players got injured and you've got 2 points or something. Yeah,
I think probably some of them did. I mean, it seems impossible for everyone to get a team out. I did have
That's a shame.
I had a dilemma this week as to whether to start Joel Ward or Matty Loughton. It's a classic dilemma to have. And they both got 0 points, so they both conceded or got booked or whatever. But yeah, that Martinez, I had Martinez, and on 59 minutes, I actually made a note. The save he made was just insane because he was so far away from the ball as it was kicked. It was staggering. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on with Villa. They don't look great.
Keeper of the year in terms of FPL?
I don't know. Is he the highest scoring keeper?
Let's not talk statistically. Let's talk about value. Let's talk about maybe a bit of surprise element.
I think him and Meslier, they're both vying for that sort of. I mean, he's definitely got the most points, Martinez, and on for someone who's been back up for so long to turn it around like that, I think it's great. It's great to see.
Mike's vigorously waving his phone. Are you okay there, Mike?
It's like he sent me a message or something and he wants me to see it. But I haven't got a message.
I can hear, I don't know whether it's Britain's next top model or just a whining child constantly talking in the background.
I can confirm it's not my end. It's not my end. My children are both tucked up in bed.
Bear with me one moment. My love, my wife is doing the ironing, not in a stereotypical fashion. It's usually my role, but I'm recording. Sunday night is ironing night. My love, are you able to turn down the thing you're listening to just slightly, please? Because Mike says he can hear it.
Not just me, the nation.
The nation can hear it, not just Mike.
The nation of 2 people.
Yeah, I don't know what it was she was listening to, but she's now abruptly put it down and is continuing her chores.
All right, two wives down, 1 to go, Anthony. If you can clear yours off as well.
I am in the kitchen, boys. I have shut the door. I'm staying well away. Sensible. My game week, which is where we were, I think with and your score will be higher when you get your bonus points added on. I need Godfrey and Keane to get some serious points here, my friend. Otherwise, good night, Vienna. My head will be gone.
I think I'm on 59, and I did take a hit for 4 points. I brought in Rafinha and Kane for a hit, but Bale got an assist. Kane got 6. Salah was my captain, who got 14, but he got 3 bonus points, so that got up to 20. Trent got that assist, and then he got bonus points too. Rafinha, who I brought in, he got 6. And Watkins got an assist. So what looked like it was going to be a disastrous game week has actually turned out all right. And in the battle between me and you, it's looking okay as long as Godfrey doesn't do something, because I've also got Keane. That Liverpool, the end of the Liverpool game. Then, I mean, what do you think of that? Then, Mike, did you see it live?
I did, yeah, and I gave a little wow. Sat by myself watching the game, and gave out a little wow. Yeah, I thought it was, or did a wall, a wow out loud. Yeah, it was. It was pretty special stuff, wasn't it? And of course, the both the timing, but also the impact that could have in terms of top four qualification and what that means for Liverpool. I would love. We had a great cup final this weekend as well. I would love Leicester to make top four at the expense of one of these horrible, greedy, elite. I'm doing that thing with my fingers. Elite club. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was pure drama. It was great.
It was just a good weekend, wasn't it, for football in terms of the feel-good factor? The FA Cup final wasn't the best in the first half, but just so nice to have fans back, and you could tell the difference that made.
Yeah,
and also where there's so many, if you look at Manchester United with the Glazers and all the protests against owners, how nice when you saw Leicester's owner coming onto the pitch and all the love they have for him. Obviously, what that family have been through in the last few years, but so nice. So many owners kind of hide away, don't they? Or the fans don't like them, or they get some bad press. But how nice to see Leicester just seems like a really nice, well-run family club. And I have to agree with Mike. I would love them to be, one of these rich clubs, or these greedy clubs, shall we say? And I absolutely loved them winning the cup final.
Having fans back. What's your favourite thing about having fans back? Mine is the ironic "way" when somebody falls over, which I don't think can be recreated with the sound effects booth that we've been using for the last year.
Yeah, agreed. Calling the referee a rude name's quite a good one. Yeah,
okay,
or shouting for a penalty for every touch in the box and things like that. You just realise what a difference it made, and the fact that Tielemans scored that unbelievable goal in front of the Leicester fans as well, and in front of Gary Lineker. Just really good boys. And you look at Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth got some fans in the ground tomorrow night.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So
just under 2,500.
Yeah, but it feels like we're creeping there, doesn't it? And getting those fans back in, and you realise actually what a big difference it does make, and how much they've been missed.
Yeah, I mean that. Go on, celebrating in front of fans. That was the difference yesterday. That's what made that cup final.
I mean, if you've not seen them yet, check out some of the videos on Twitter of Chelsea fans who are both in the stadium and at parties they shouldn't have been at, watching like doing selfie on their video, and it's kind of really cliched, bucket hatted Chelsea fans, all of whom have been on the sauce all day, all of whom are heavily overweight and hello rabbit, and look like they could be quite aggressive, all going absolutely crazy when the goal goes in, and then the pure disbelief when the goal's wiped out. I mean, I don't like VAR, I really don't, but it was a beautiful moment. Beautiful moment,
especially an ex-Leicester player scoring it. Although what I've noticed is that not only is there VAR, but there's also nowadays, not to sound like a pensioner, nowadays you can rewind your TV, and so what I'm noticing a lot is people are rewinding their TV to create a video that looks like instantaneous reaction to VAR or whatever. I saw quite a few Chelsea videos where. Why would you possibly be recording that strange moment? Very odd, but it's a weird one, isn't it? All these videos floating around.
As much as VAR has come and has been negative in many ways because it has been pretty awful at times, it certainly added to the drama, didn't it? Chelsea fans scored the goal and they had all the joy of that. Then Leicester fans reacted like they'd scored a goal. Because Chelsea's have been chalked off, so it did add to the drama, and I think it probably just about got the decision right. So as long as it gets the decision right, I guess you can't argue too much. But and it was at Chelsea's expense. What a shame! What a shame!
But that goal tonight, Alisson. None of us have got him in the team. He was crying at the end, wasn't he? He was. His dad died in February, drowned in a lake or something. His dad. It's horrendous.
Oh god.
And so he's had quite a rough year, and you've seen that. I think it's affected his game like it naturally would, and so I'm really, really pleased for him. How did our punts get on then, gents? So this is where we pick a player with less than 2% ownership, and then the winner gets a lot of power the next week.
Yeah, well, I thought for a while that I had Eze, but I think that must have been the previous week. I actually have Godfrey, and he's already conceded. So barring some kind of attacking masterclass from him, I think that one's gone. And
okay,
yeah, I had Thiago Liverpool, who he should have actually got an assist. I saw he set up a really, really good chance for Mane, who 9 times out of 10 I'm sure would bury that, but no return for him. However, Phil, I have a feeling yours may have done something.
Bit of panic buying last week. Completely forgot to do the punt, so picked the name I saw first on the list. So I went for Rodrigo, who came on for Leeds and scored twice. Winner.
it's amazing.
Livid, but 2 great goals, by the way. 2 brilliant goals.
Yeah, I mean, Leeds looked absolutely superb yesterday. And we were saying last week, the question was, do you go triple Leeds? They look like they're the only ones who still care. So in answer to that, I would say definitely yes. But
apart from Bamford, he got taken off at 58th minute. I think he was the most brought in player this week, and got taken off after 58 minutes. So
that's
1
massive,
point,
isn't it?
Not the best.
The good news is that means I've had time to think up a new game for you boys to compete in, and the loser of this will get your captain picked by FPL Ferris, who for his punt went for Ferran Torres. Good call.
Oh, what a shout that was!
Good call. And
he's Ferris, you say?
Yeah,
he's at the wheel, isn't he? He's at the wheel.
Brilliant. I'm glad you brought us back for that.
Dear.
So this is a game I couldn't think of a name of, so I'll just go for what it should be called: player or cheese. Player or cheese.
Oh, so, yeah, okay.
As you would have noticed this game week, there's been some surprise names on the team sheets. Scott Carson appearing back from the dead. That was exciting.
Yeah.
So there's also been a lot of youngsters put out now who are, maybe getting a bit at the end of the game. So I want to know how well you know these fantasy football assets, and maybe you want to target some randoms. So I've got a list of players here, some of whom are available on the fantasy football game right now, some of whom are actually types of cheeses or random other things. So the first name on the cheeses I've made up to make them sound like a footballer. So all you have to do is say whether they are a footballer or a cheese or something else.
Okay.
So I'll alternate.
They're never both.
No, I haven't picked out players who are cheeses, and by all means, Mike, get your head working on puns. Who wants to go first, James? Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Oh, okay, fine. Go on then.
Okay, so this is exciting, and if anyone says otherwise, they're wrong. So the first player, Ant, in player or cheese, Leonardo Campana. Leonardo Campana. Is he a player or is he a cheese? Have a think.
Never heard of him, so I'm going to go for cheese.
Going to say Leonardo Campana is cheese. Leonardo Campana can be purchased for 4.7 million. He's a striker for Wolves. Unfortunately,
unbelievable.
It's a bad
you ever
start.
heard of him?
I have, yeah. I looked him up this afternoon.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, this has gone swimmingly well.
So you've got 10. It's out of 10. Mike, you're up next.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Mauricio Paisa. You're going to have to excuse some of my pronunciation here. Mauricio Paisa. Player or cheese? Player or cheese?
It's a very good game, Phil, by the way. Even if I lose,
that sounds quite cheesy to me. I'm going to go cheese.
Mauricio Paisa. Venezuelan soft cheese. Yes.
Oh, unbelievable, Jeff.
It's obviously the Venezuelan soft cheese pizza. So,
no swearing at if you get angry, please. Maybe just let out like a grade B, like damn, or something, but nothing more than that.
Oh, he is here all week.
Lovely punnery. Anthony, you're up next.
Okay.
Jesus Raksakri.
I beg your pardon?
Jesus Raksakri.
Isn't that something you get? Isn't that something a gentleman can get if they go to a salon?
Yeah. Rack Sackery.
Player or cheese? Player or cheese?
Yeah, again, never heard of this name.
If not,
I'm going to go cheese, just because I love cheese.
you're going to go cheese. It's available for 4.5 million. It's a Crystal Palace midfielder.
Oh, come on, Ant.
Oh, dear. There's a theme here. Player, cheese, player. So, Mike, I'll go cheese for the next one.
You're playing one mozzarella a game. No, it doesn't work. Carry on.
Off a game.
Mozzarella of a game. Yeah. Okay. As well.
No.
Okay then, Mike. You're 1-0 up. Anthony has fallen at the first 2 hurdles. Valentino Livramento.
Livramento. He's a player.
Oh, you're confident.
Well,
tell me more about this player.
Well, he grew up on the hard streets of Genoa. Born to Father Giuseppe and Mother Mary, and not that one. And after a troubled childhood, he fell into the wrong crowd, but he also learnt his game there, and was overseen by a mentor, Saki, who was actually quite a famous manager. But he took him under his wing, mentored him, came through the ranks at Genoa, and has since made the move to the Premier League.
Who's he play for? I forgot.
Wolves.
Incorrect. You can't always be Wolves. He is a player though. He's available at £4 million. He's a Chelsea defender.
There you go. Oosh.
Well,
2-0.
So 2-0.
Lovely.
Okay, Anthony, player or cheese? Kasumatsu. Player or cheese?
I've gone cheese twice, so mix it up. Let's go player.
Oh no.
Kasumatsu hails from Sardinia.
And it's cheese.
A cheese, Anthony. It's a cheese.
Well done, Ant. Well done.
Yeah.
It's quite. I mean, he got it wrong, Mike.
Oh. No, I thought you said.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did mix it up. Excellent. Yeah. Oosh. I'm absolutely rocking then. Sorry, as you were.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Kasumatsu is a controversial Sardinian cheese that they add maggots into the cheese in the fermentation process.
Nice.
I'm trying to concentrate, but also trying to think of cheese puns.
No, I appreciate it's hard. Mike, Mikel Arcus.
Do you remember Stefan Henschos, who played for Liverpool?
Curly hair.
Swiss player, but often left holes in defence.
Such an idiot.
Oh dear.
Sorry, give me the name again.
Mikel Arcus.
Oh yeah, Mikel Arcus, player.
Okay, I won't ask you for his life story this time.
No, it wasn't great first time round.
Mainly because he is a Belarusian cheese.
Oh, what?
Arcus.
Well.
Ant's back in the game. Anthony, Hugo Bueno.
Under Bueno? Oh, I love
Player or
Bueno.
cheese? Player or cheese? Hugo Bueno.
Sounds like a Burnley player. Player.
He is a player. He's a defender for Wolves.
See, I knew that. Burnley, Wolves, what's the difference? Back in it.
Okay, 2-1. Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
Engil Korovats.
Cheese.
Cheese or other would be correct. It's an Armenian kebab.
Well, hold on. I mean, what's happened there?
I did mention at the start it may well be something other than cheese.
Oh dear.
It's mainly player or cheese.
Far be it for me to tell you what to do, but I would have just maybe stopped at like 3 each and just stuck to cheese.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, I could have done that.
Sometimes you have to scrape the barrel, Mike. Sometimes you have to scrape that barrel.
And people who listen to this will appreciate that we've scraped the barrel for it constantly for 41 episodes now.
Yeah.
Anthony.
True. Yes.
I'll try my best with this pronunciation. Benu Luanon Varakeskus. Benu Luanon Varakescus.
Sounds like someone who's been on the bench a lot for Fulham this season. Player.
Yo player. No,
It's actually a vacuum cleaner. Hard luck.
No, it's actually the Finnish Ministry of Agriculture.
Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
Right. Well, this is brilliant. You said player or cheese. I mean, what?
They are mainly
player or not. That's what you should have done. Player or not.
Okay, but it didn't sound as good as player or cheese.
Okay.
So there are more cheeses to come. So
okay,
Anthony,
good.
you got that wrong.
Okay.
God, how many of these have we got? These?
We'll go quicker. Joel Mumbongo.
Well, they do drink it in the Congo. I'm going to say player.
He is a player for Burnley. Is that 4?
3-1.
3-1. Okay. Anthony.
Yes.
Hector Chiguero.
Oh, come on.
Hector Chiguero.
Oh, Hector Chiguero. You remember?
Cheese.
Cheese or other, you're saying?
Or cheese or some other object, yeah.
Okay, a Chiguero is a Colombian giant guinea pig. Congratulations.
Yes, it's close to cheese.
It's 3-2. The comeback is on.
I love the fact playing player of cheese and it's a guinea pig, but anyway.
My worry is you're gonna tag this as like the feature of the show when you advertise this, and people are going to tune in ready for a good full-on sesh of player or cheese, and are going to be pretty peed off about the introduction of foreign ministers and kebabs
and guinea pigs.
There is more.
There's more cheese coming.
Than anything else, and there's more cheese coming.
He's going to end with a big cheese. 3-2.
There will be a big cheese near the end. Michael, Niall Huggins. Niall Huggins.
Niall Huggins. I'm going to say that is false. It's not a player.
And it's not cheese either.
Cheese or other.
Cheese or other.
Niall Huggins is 4.5 million. He's a Leeds defender.
Oh.
I mean, to put that in perspective.
Has he played this season?
He may have 1 point, but you can get Nat Phillips for 4.2 million.
That's insane. And he plays. There you go. Right, 3-2.
Okay. Anthony. Teddy Jenks. Player or cheese / other?
I'm going to go cheese / other.
Teddy Jenks is a Brighton midfielder, Anthony.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should have known that, really, shouldn't I? Such a famous name.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, right.
Okay, Mike.
We're still going. Excellent.
Yeah. Timothy Arul. Aaruul.
Yeah, Timothy Arul's okay. Because that people write on the wall. No, but they write it on the wall. Rules okay. No, okay. I'm gonna say cheese because there's more cheese or other to come.
Our rule is a Mongolian yak cheese. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mike, you almost sound fed up with this feature. To think that some of your features haven't made it.
to think that the swear 11 was given the grief it was. Anyway, carry on.
Player or cheese or other, Anthony. Theodore Kalamazoo.
Cheese or other. It's probably a dog.
Cheese or other is correct. It's a city in southern Michigan.
Oh, close to a cheese then. Good.
Mike.
Please tell me the end's in sight.
The end is in sight.
Okay. We're half an hour in. Well done. Anybody that's still here, you've all won a prize.
Jasper Pinnock.
Right, I'm being serious, right? Genuinely. If any listener responds to the tweet that you put out about this podcast, and says the word, responds just with the word broccoli, I will send them a prize that is a decent prize. Okay, so I will send them £5 via PayPal.
Just the first listener, or every listener that does that?
Every listener. That's how confident I am that we have lost anybody. Yeah, I'll send them all £5 via PayPal.
You've got 4 more after Jasper Pinnock. So
Flip
Jasper
me.
Pinnock.
Cheese.
Cheese. You've actually only got 3 more. Sorry. So good news.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
In
cheese
better
or
news,
other.
Mike.
Pinnock is the real name for Ramsey Street. Pinnock Court is Ramsey Street. It's where Neighbours is filmed.
In better news, Mike, your wife has just gone back to your car and found more stuff in your boot.
Yeah. Yeah. She's not talking to me. This is
Anthony.
the problem. Yeah. Okay.
Anthony, Tyler Onyango.
Yeah, he's a
Tyler
player.
Onyango.
Definitely.
You're confident. He's
Very.
a defender. He's a defender for Everton. Congratulations.
Oh, I definitely would not have strung out that kid from Genoa story if I'd known there was this many. Okay.
Well, you caused the issue. Mike, Alexi Erda.
No, I think he's cheese or Erda.
He's a Ukrainian cheese. Congratulations. And
Wow.
you need this to win, to draw.
Okay.
And at a draw,
the tension is palpable.
there will be a tie break.
It's a broccoli.
Please get it wrong.
Poor
Anthony.
Mike. Yes.
Bjorn Gamalost. Bjorn Gamalost.
Oh, the irony if you don't get this, because you will have gamma lost.
I will, but I like gammon and it's got gam. So I'm going to go food.
It's correct. Everyone wanted a tiebreaker.
Oh, good grief.
To think Mike was so excited about this week. Playoffs, Eurovision.
Yeah.
Now look at his little face.
Yeah.
He's zapped.
Okay, what we'll do is an every second mouse.
I'm gonna
Every
just to
second
cover
mouse.
myself. I genuinely will send £2 on paper. I will. That's my absolute God's honest promise. Every single person, and you're not allowed to hint to them because I just want to check if anybody actually gets to this stage. I swear to you, anybody that responds to the word broccoli, I will send £2 via PayPal. The first 100. Okay.
So
More good news for your wife? Let's go.
Yeah.
tie break. Players who have missed penalties this season. There are about 20.
What?
How many can you name, Mike?
Players that have missed penalties this season. Okay, this feels like I'm sort of back on track. Vaguely. I'll say 6.
6. Anthony, can you go 7?
No. Off you go, Mike.
Players who have missed penalties, then Mike 6, and then you win it.
Right.
I mean,
can't remember.
just quickly.
Yeah.
I just quickly to say I haven't watched the game for 4 months, so I would never know who's missed a penalty this season. Boys.
Excellent.
Off you go, Mike.
I think. All right. So I'm not sure whether this is the season where Rashford and everybody else kept missing penalties for United. I think that was last year because I think Bruno's been on it from pretty much from the off. So
great.
with that in mind,
Thanks for the
I'll say Marcus Rashford. That must have been a game when Bruno didn't play.
You really didn't want to do this anymore. That is wrong. Anthony wins.
What a shame. Okay,
My
well
love
done,
has got
Anthony.
no money. Oh, the hollowness of the victory.
Oh, Mike, you've let yourself down there. And player or cheese is useful because the players that were mentioned, Mumbongo, for instance, you might want to get him in.
I feel like it needs to rhyme, so I think you should have like player or slayer. So maybe somebody that's committed a dreadful murder, or
I was gonna.
Player or clayer, maybe big people in the pottery world.
Yeah, I mean that is fair, but I thought of the cheeses first, not the name.
Player
Then you
or
ran out of
mayor, mayors from up and down the country.
That would have been lovely. I mean, these are all good in hindsight. Maybe you can do some planning next week. Feel free.
I might pick maybe 2 of each. Let's see.
Okay, cool. Should we get on to some listener questions then? Congratulations, Mike. You're getting your captain picked by FPL Ferris.
Okay,
And
bring it on.
to anyone still listening,
Congratulations.
Okay, Mike, I'll go to you first. If you had one bit of advice for the last 2 game weeks, what would it be?
That we don't do that feature again. And no, come on. It was very imaginative. If I had one bit of advice for the last game weeks, what would it be? I reckon you probably don't need to make many changes. I think if you've got players in that had good fixtures, they'll continue to have good fixtures because the last 4 or 5 game weeks. So don't make changes for change's sake. And I cannot believe I'm saying that. But you look at the likes of Leeds, West Ham, Everton. They've all got games that in theory are winnable. I mean, yeah, thanks Everton losing to Sheffield United at the moment. But so don't make changes for change's sake. If you've got a good team, back it.
Okay. Yep. Good bit of advice. That Anthony.
Yeah, I think mine would be just have a full bench. I think, boys. I think we're going to get to the stage of season now. 2 game weeks to go. Possibly a lot of teams with not a lot to play for going to be resting players, maybe blooding some youth. So you may well have a lot of players. You look at maybe clubs who have got stuff to play for, like Chelsea, Champions League final, for example, who may not be playing the likes of Mason Mount and resting them. So you're probably going to need a strongish bench to ensure that if they're not starting, you've got someone to come off the bench. So, you look at maybe, United, are they going to play Fernandes every week or just stuff like that, boys? You need a bench, basically, as I've proven today with my 8 players.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, my bit of advice would be target. It's very simple. Just go for players from teams. If you're transferring someone in, make sure that they've got something to play for. So Chelsea, Leicester, Liverpool, and Leeds seem to be up for a game at any point.
You still got that race for 6th place as well. So Everton, Spurs.
Yeah, maybe Spurs, Everton, it's 82 minutes into that game now, and they're still 1-0 down at Sheffield United. Sheffield United.
Trouble with Everton is they're useless at home, and they got Wolves next at home, and then they finished with Man City. So, I mean, Everton assets recently were looking good, and now, well, I mean, if they lose tonight, I saw a 17-year-old scored for Sheffield United tonight. So, if they lose that game, that is a bit of a low point to say the least. Especially when you have 2 Everton defenders.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Jefferson, player or cheese? Jefferson. That's right. Scored for Sheffield United.
Let's do it again. Rematch. Poor Mike.
Okay, next question. Bringing in Mike's old feature, pick, pull, and persist.
Yes.
If you in a while.
Yeah, if you had a player. If you could suggest a player, please, to pick, a player to pull, and a player to persist with, who would that be?
Who's going first, boys?
You can go first, Mike.
All right. So I would definitely look at Liverpool assets because it kind of links to what we just said. They've got it all to play for. They have to win both their last 2 games to qualify top 4. Yotta's out, which makes that midfield selection a little less rammed than it normally would be. So I'd be looking at them. I'd also be looking at West Ham because although the wheels have come off a little bit, a nod there to FPL Ferris. I do think that, they've got West Brom away and Southampton at home. So games where they would still be hoping to pick up points. In terms of persisting, I would stick with Lingard. Myself, if you've got Antonio there, I'd stick with him as well. If you've got Dawson like I have, what the heck, stick with him. And in terms of picking, that's a little more difficult because I suspect most people have already got their Liverpool assets locked in. I would probably look at Leeds. We mentioned they look pretty motivated, I'd be looking at Leeds assets. Rafinha, it was a toss-up for me between him and Harrison. I should have gone for both. But again, they play Southampton and West Brom. So, I'd be Rafinha or Harrison for me in terms of picking.
If you're trying to climb places, I'd go Harrison because more people have Rafinha. And Harrison was everywhere yesterday. Yeah,
he's been a real talent this season, hasn't he? Yeah, good shout with that one, Mike. I have to agree on the picking of the Leeds assets. Certainly, if you look at their last 2 games, and Leeds are just in a real purple patch at the moment, aren't they? They look so good. They tore Burnley apart. Dallas is one. He's been in and out of my team this season. I'd be certainly looking at him. He's certainly been a bit of a standout player, maybe a bit of a surprise factor as well this season. But with those last 2 games, Saints and West Brom. He's popped up with the odd goal as well, and Leeds look a bit look like they've shored up at the back as well. So he's good for a clean sheet. I'm actually going to go opposite to Mike here with Lingard. I think I'm going to pull him now. Feels a little bit, although you look at their fixtures, West Ham, you think
I was going to say with those 2 games, really.
Yeah, but they lost to Brighton, mate, and he just like Phil said, he looks tired. He's obviously not had much game time for Manchester United recently, obviously, and that's why he's at West Ham, and maybe that's caught up with him. But how long can you keep carrying him for? And have the wheels fallen off West Ham now with that Champions League place in sight, with Liverpool's late winner? I'd say it's nigh impossible for him now, or very unlikely, shall we say. Yeah, and Manchester United, I think they end with some very winnable games, don't they? They've got Fulham this weekend, so Fernandes looks like he's hit a bit of form, so he'd be another one to look at as well. From my side,
with Lingard, the reason he was good value, Mike, was because he was playing just off the striker.
Yeah,
but he isn't playing there anymore. So that then becomes, you've got effectively a central midfielder who occasionally pops up. Souček was playing more advanced last night than Lingard. So yeah, my pool would definitely be Lingard. Persist with whatever Liverpool assets you get now. I wouldn't bother changing them. If you've got 3 of them, just keep them. And pick, I would go for Llorente of Leeds, who is actually in very good form. He played really well yesterday, and he could pop up with a thank you. I mean, he's just going to shout it randomly.
Bad news, he's a rabbit.
He could get a goal. I mean, Llorente is a player. I mean,
I've never heard of him. Genuinely,
Diego Llorente.
Yeah,
I've never heard of him.
He must be a good differential.
He's owned by 0.7%.
Oh, well, very good differential then.
Yeah, but he is in the form guide. He is about 15th most informed player in the league at the moment. So,
okay,
yeah, I would say Llorente. Okay, question 3: are we bringing in Scott Carson?
No.
So no from you, Anthony.
Yeah. I might bring him in just for the fun fact if I'm about 50 points behind you going into the last game, which I may well be looking at the points this week.
No, I think there'll be about 10 in it, mate.
But yeah, 10 years. So Phil, our eldest children are 10 years old, and they were not born the last time Scott Carson played a Premier League game, which was a stat I loved. There were some brilliant Scott Carson stats out there over the weekend. I sent a couple to you boys, but yeah, he said he'd forgotten how to play football. It'd been that long. So
there was the first goal he conceded. It wasn't his fault, and it would have been a hard one to save. But you do that thing when you're a child and you're in goal, and you make it look like you at least made an effort. I mean, the ball was past him, and then he just jumped through the air acrobatically.
And then he looked angry.
Yeah. But more points per week average than Edison.
There was a player on the game who triple captained him.
Yeah, I mean, where's that come from? That's where elite teams shouldn't be allowed. But yeah, yeah. I mean, that must have been due to a leak, surely. Okay, of the teams who have nothing to play for, which teams would you still consider getting players from?
Southampton.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just based on their fixtures, because I had, we called out a couple of teams that were coming up against them. Well, they're home to Leeds. So when I'm talking Southampton, I'm talking attacking assets. Cheese. Yeah. Redmond, Ward-Prowse, Walcott, maybe. They play Leeds and West Ham, teams who we actually have said are both up for it. But Southampton are playing with a bit of a freedom now, I think, and I think both those teams are leaky at the back. So yeah, I'd maybe look at Southampton players.
Okay, Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, I have to agree. Actually, I very nearly, and I'm genuinely not just saying this, I very, very nearly bought in James Ward-Prowse this week and decided against it. And I think he got goal and assist, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would have been a good one to get in. Yeah, Southampton, obviously, I've had a bit of a strange season, haven't they? Really, they started like a house on fire. I think they were top at one point, weren't they, as well? Really tailed off. They've been hit with injuries, but yeah, maybe some Newcastle asset, boys.
Yeah,
there's a bit of a feel-good factor about Newcastle again. Willock, who Mike flagged up a few weeks ago, and it hasn't stopped scoring since. So maybe you want to be looking at some Newcastle assets. Mm-hmm. Real shame about Callum Wilson being injured, because I think he could have really been in the points at the end of the season. But Joel Linton, Sir Maximum. The only thing I have to be honest with you, I haven't looked at their fixtures for the last 2 games. So I don't know if one of you boys can tell me.
Here we go. They play Fulham last game. I know that much because that was all
Sheffield
Bill.
United and Fulham. Sheffield United and Fulham
Yeah.
are the last 2 week game. Right, 3 Newcastle assets. There you go. Get him in.
There you go. Almiron. Yeah.
Almiron,
Almiron.
Yeah. Cheese. So yeah.
Nice.
What a feature for I love the fact that I know you would have been studying cheese all afternoon.
Correct. Instead of parenting.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, and the worst thing is that we've got this far on the podcast that next week, you boys, I'm especially Mike, I'm expecting him at one point to shout cheese, and no one will know what that's about. So yeah, I would target Crystal Palace players actually. I think they are playing with a freedom. They're trying to get some points on the board for Woy before he goes, and I think
before Eddie goes in.
Yeah, well, he's off to Celtic, isn't he? But yeah, I think Palace assets we say it every week. He's still got such low ownership.
I don't know how he sees with that hair. That's my only worry.
It's a good point.
He's partially sighted. Looks like the Dulux dog.
His last 5 games, he does. The last 5 games, 7 points, 2 points, 14 points, 2 points, 8 points. I mean, that means he's due 2 points, but it means that he should get something in the last game. But I would be going Palace.
Just on Palace, if you're going to look at Palace, what about Benteke? Just looking at his last 3, 8 points, 7 points, 6 points. He also scored 8 points against Chelsea. Is he maybe one to look at?
Yeah,
low ownership again. Scored a great header for the weekend.
He's been a joke player for most of the season, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. This was the first.
Dougal from the Magic Roundabout. That's the other one. Sorry. Dougal.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Next question then.
He's so angry about the cheese. He's absolutely fuming.
The next question links into the cheese. Is it worth throwing in some random players if you're miles behind? Is it worth throwing in some squad players and just hoping?
No, come on. No, of course it's not. Come on.
Okay.
Play to come out of the weekend with some satisfaction. Pick some differentials by all means, but not players you've never heard of.
Okay.
Come on.
Not players who could
show it the respect it deserves, lads. Come on.
Okay. The next question has been sent in, and it seems a bit of a harsh one, and I feel quite vulnerable having just put you through player or cheese. If us 3 were in a hot air balloon and it was falling, one of us has to get thrown over to save the other 2. Who's getting thrown over?
Right. First of all, who asked this question? Second of all, I need some more information. Are we falling, and it's inevitable that we're not? We're going to continue to fall.
No, but I would guess what they mean is if one of us jumps out, the other 2 are saved.
Is it purely on weight? No. Is it purely on weight? Because in which case I do feel vulnerable.
No. It's not. It's not purely on weight. It's. I mean, it'll be just enough if one of us goes. I'll go because you both know me quite well. I like a quiz. I like a game, and I fear I might irritate you if I get left in there one-on-one. So I'll just jump. It'll be easier.
What?
He's fallen on his sword after the sham of a dairy-based football quiz.
Phil, I mean,
no, I'll jump, Phil. I'll jump.
No, I'll do it.
No,
hang on.
I've already gone. Now Ant's left on his own.
You 2 are related. I'm not blood, so surely I've just got to jump.
No, I'll go. I'll go, and you 2 can merrily carry on playing cheese games.
Oh, great! Now the balloon's now floating up with no one in it.
Like, obviously, take a minute. Obviously, the 2 of you to mourn my loss, and then crack on with your game.
Well, we're all dead, so that's lovely.
We'll start making puns about players and death. Okay. That was a nasty question, so thanks for sending that in.
Is there a Kilgallen still? Wasn't there a Kilgallen?
There was Leeds. Sheffield United, maybe. I don't know. Okay, with goals flying in.
Jersey Doodad? No, go on, carry on.
Jersey Doodad.
Sorry, carry on.
Oh, this is why we record at lunchtime normally. Because You two seem to have been drinking.
Just quickly, Sheffield United have beaten Everton. Bad times.
Oh dear, oh dear. Last question. With goals flying in and clean sheets at a premium, unless you're Sheffield United, do we all play free at the back now and just make sure we've got, as many attackers on that team sheet as possible?
Well, I was all up for playing 4-4-2 with my two Everton defenders, but having seen the fact they've just lost at home to Sheffield United tonight, I think I will be changing that up. So yeah, I think I'm going to join. I think I'm going to get on the Newcastle train, boys. Yeah, I think three at the back might be a good idea here.
Who are you bringing in from Newcastle?
Don't know yet.
Okay, cool.
Playing his cards close to his chest.
Yes, indeed.
It's that time of the season. I think, I think we flagged it up a few weeks ago that actually teams are playing with a disregard really for conceding and just cracking on with some attacking play at this stage of the season. You quite often see, certainly across the EFL rather than the EPL, you quite often see on last day some really high scoring games. And I heard a podcast talking about that earlier in the season, and it was notable. Certainly the last game in the EFL. Sorry, can't we just say Football League? I have.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to be kind of all on trend, but yeah, in the Football League, it was definitely a thing, So I expect certainly the last game and perhaps the penultimate game to see some high scoring matches.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm certainly going three at the back. I think it just makes sense that people are going to attack, and there were plenty of goals this weekend, and there'll be even more next weekend. I'm sure of that. Okay, let's have a quick look at the fixtures then for this game week. Now, so we'll have to record a podcast midweek because the fixtures are thick and fast. So the next game week, the deadline is 4:30 on Tuesday afternoon. And there are games Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the deadline for the final games of the season, which all kick off at 4:00 next Sunday, is 2:30 next Sunday afternoon. So the games start this week, game week 37, with Man United at home to Fulham at 6:00 on Tuesday.
Oh, poor old Fulham.
Yeah, they had a bit of fight in them, sort of 10 games ago, but they have really, really fizzled out now, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I thought they had a great chance of staying up when Newcastle having a mighty wobble, but in the end, it's it's all gone a bit Pete Tong, isn't it? Poor old Scott Parker. I do like Scott Parker, but yeah, what do you think here, boys? Man United going to go full team, or are they going to play a similar team to what they played against Leicester the other night?
Well, the Leicester thing was because it was sandwiched, They played a game 2 days before.
They are prepping for the Europa League, though, aren't they?
Well, that is very true.
They played for Villarreal in the final.
Yeah, but you want to keep your players fit. I wouldn't captain a United player, but I wouldn't drop like Bruno if you've got him.
Mm-hmm.
Their team's going to be unpredictable. I sold Greenwood this week for Rafinha. But I'd quite like Greenwood back because I think he's more likely to start than Bruno.
Yeah, good chat.
But yeah, Fulham assets, I wouldn't bother. But yeah, Southampton Leeds kicks off at the same time. We've discussed both of those teams, haven't we? Really.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Ings got taken off early, didn't he? Because of the physio told Hassan Hutel that he had to.
Yeah, weird one. But Leeds are flying, boys. So Southampton had a comfortable win against Fulham the other day, but I would expect Leeds to win this one. If they play anything like they did against Burnley, they'll win this game. And you've said Rafinha. I've said about Dallas. Bamford's the only one there, boys, isn't he? He seems to be the one. He does have these games where he gets taken off before the hour mark.
And Rodrigo scoring twice won't have done his shouting any.
No, interesting one that. But yeah, I'm expecting Leeds to win that game.
Would you consider captaining a Leeds player in that?
Yeah, I think if you're certainly going for a differential on the captain front, absolutely.
Who would you go for? Someone like Rafinha?
Yeah,
Harrison
Rafinha.
even?
I think it's too risky, isn't it? It's pretty rare you captain a defender. I don't think I've ever done it, actually. It only takes that one goal, and that's that to the kibosh. But yeah, certainly their attacking assets. Rafinha would be the one, isn't he? He's been a real standout this season.
Yeah. Yeah, and he started, which was my main worry the other day. I didn't think he'd start because he was coming back to fitness, but he started, and I think that was important.
I think, have we lost Mike? Is he Googling cheese?
He's just Googling cheeses. We can carry on. So Brighton... Yes, it's fine. You enjoy yourself. I've spent the whole afternoon looking at cheese, so don't worry. Brighton, Man City, 7:00.
Just quickly, fair play to Brighton because they still look like they're pretty tight at the back, but they've actually now with Danny Welbeck, he scored a great little goal, didn't he, against West Ham?
Yeah.
But
his finishing the last few weeks has been brilliant.
Yeah, he scored some great goals. I mean, I'm not sure I'd touch any of their assets this week because Man City, even with their third, fourth, fifth team, you'd expect to win that game. Our good friend Nathan Ake, maybe another game for him here. Aguero, he's only got a couple of games left in Man City shirt now, so you'd expect him. He could be in the goals here. But fair play to Brighton because, not only are they going to stay up, they're going to stay up comfortably. They've actually had a half decent season in the end, so fair play to them.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? The players that are doing well at the moment, Welbeck, Benteke,
yeah, I know.
They were the biggest jokers out really at the start of the season. Yeah,
indeed, yeah. But fair play to them, fair play. But they're coming good right at the end anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Next fixture then, Mike, because he's got nothing to say. I mean, we're all kind of avoiding Man City, are we?
Yes.
Mike?
I've actually brought Foden back in just for old time's sake.
He just couldn't resist.
I couldn't resist. I've got the squad. I've got the squad to bring him in, and if he doesn't play, I mean, what will happen is he'll come on with a minute to go, as he traditionally did whenever I had him in my team. But I've put him back.
I had a fun Friday with my wife.
All right, steady on. No one likes to show off.
No, we just had a game. We had a practice game of player or cheese. She loves it. And then
guinea pig.
Yeah. So that isn't the position.
God!
Oh wow! Okay.
She said to me she wanted to get Harry Kane in. She didn't know who to bring in. She had to sub out a midfielder and bring in a cheaper midfielder. And she said, "Oh, what about Foden?" I said, "Yeah, bring him in. He might get a start." And then ultimately didn't play at all. So she had 10 players this week, and it was all my fault. Okay. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear. Chelsea, Leicester. That's a big game Tuesday night. Both teams have to win that game. So.
I mean, both teams here. There's not going to be any resting players here. I know Chelsea got the Champions League final on the horizon, but they can't afford to rest players here, can they?
No. But
who's going to be revenge on their minds as well?
Who's cemented into their teams?
Leicester will be hungover.
Yeah, agreed. Just quickly on Chelsea, Tammy Abraham can't even get in their squad. Wasn't even on the bench. He's fully fit, apparently. Not even on the bench on Saturday. What's that all about?
They don't play with a recognised striker, really, do they? Werner is more a wingman now.
He does love to miss a chance, old Werner, doesn't he?
He loves it. Absolutely loves it.
He's not really had the impact on the Premier League that I think quite a few of us expected. I think he was one of those players who went into the first game week with about 50% ownership, didn't he? And that very quickly dwindled. But yeah, when you look at Tammy Abraham, though, surely you'd have him on the bench to come on, but maybe he's had a falling out there. But yeah, Chelsea, I agree. Yeah, I think a bit of revenge. Leicester have a big hangover from that game. Maybe Chelsea to nick that one.
Their only sort of cemented in assets, Chelsea, are probably Aspilicueta and Mount.
Well, Aspilicueta's been missing out for like Zuma recently and players like that. Aspilicueta's been missed out a couple of times. I've fell foul of that a couple of times recently, so maybe not.
So
but yeah,
Mount.
Mount. I think yeah.
Okay, cool. Then Wednesday night, 6:00, Everton at home to Wolves. Well, we've discussed Everton, haven't we? Godfrey, Keane, pointless.
Wolves are fast becoming my least favourite team to watch if they weren't, already. They are Burnley in gold. I'm not a fan.
They feel like they're on the beach already as well. I watched most of the game today against Spurs, and they were dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
They've fair play to them because they've never really looked in trouble, but they haven't really impressed since that Jimenez injury. That's going back a long time now. So yeah, if I was a Wolves fan, I'd be a bit nervous because you've got an aging squad there as well. Got quite a few players, particularly in the centre of the park, that are coming to the tail end of their career. And it looks a bit threadbare. So yeah, I think investment is needed there, or they could be facing a relegation battle next season.
Well, you went big on Wolves, didn't you? Because you looked at their fixtures and you thought, well, they've got a great chance to grab some points, but they've done nothing.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I bought in Patricia, I bought Cody, I bought Traore, went triple Wolves at one stage, but no, very disappointing. So I would expect that to continue.
I'd expect a really dull game there, although Everton have to do something. Newcastle at home to Sheffield United. I reckon that'd be really open.
Yeah, great. Banker.
Well,
who? Sorry,
it's a home banker.
Well, that's what Everton thought tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, apparently Sheffield United played really well just from some of the.
Yeah, but Newcastle are in sizzling form. I think their tails are up.
Yeah.
And I think Everton have got a home hoodoo. There's definitely a psychological thing at play there. So yeah, I really fancy Newcastle at home to Sheffield United, and that has carried influence in my punt pick.
Is this Willock's week?
Well, yes, it is. He's only got 0.7% selection rate.
Really? So is he your punt? Is he?
He's my punt, and given that he's scored 5 in his last 6 games. Pretty decent,
crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, who's your punt, Mike?
Willock of Newcastle.
Oh, okay, nice.
Like I say, 0.7%.
Okay,
I'm surprised more people haven't got on
him. Also kicking off at that time, Spurs Aston Villa. Again, that's a game where a team has to win. Spurs have to win to keep their European hopes going.
Villa again feels like they've obviously got this tough run in. Feels like the wheels have fallen off a bit for them. They were ahead twice today, weren't they? Still lost away at Palace. Conceding 3 goals, not the best there, boys. So yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle on Villa assets recently, certainly. And Spurs, if you've got Harry Kane, I think I'll be looking to captain him this week.
I'm genuinely tempted to bring in Grealish as he's had half an hour off the bench the last 2 games. He's trying to get fit for the Euros, which I think is what Dean Smith's doing.
Yeah,
he's due a start, I reckon. Now he looked very good when he was on.
Yeah, he looked their best player, didn't he, when he came on?
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, I reckon he would be a really good differential this week.
Agreed.
And Spurs didn't look dazzling, and they just did a job, didn't they?
Yeah, agreed. Although they could have scored quite a few more second half. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
That's right. Oh yeah, Kane hit the post twice, didn't he?
Very annoying.
Palace at home to Arsenal. Again, Arsenal. What's the point in Arsenal? And
what is the point in Arsenal?
And Benteke. Arsenal fans would go nuts if Benteke scored against them.
I feel like he might do, boys. He'd play really well today. Eze, as Mike talked about earlier, Eze's been brilliant the last few weeks. Palace's tails will be up. Could be the last couple of games with old Roy in charge. So, in Arsenal, you just never know what you're going to get. It's normally been rubbish, isn't it, this season? Arteta's probably been clinging on.
Yeah, absolutely. I reckon Palace will win that game.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't want to hurry you at all because I'm having a lovely time and I can be here all night. But I tell you now, never has there been a more on point song that I'm going to go out on tonight than the one I'm going out on. It is. There's wordplay. It's a banger. Yeah, you're gonna love it. Man. You're gonna love it.
Is it cheesy?
I've got it. I reckon it's. I think it's Genesis. Jesus, he knows me. I think you're going to change it to Jesus. He knows me.
No, it's so much better than that. It's so much better. It's what you should. It's what you should have called your game, and I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay, cool. Whetting the appetite. And okay, Wednesday night then, Burnley at home to Liverpool. This seems. It's the last game. Well, there's 2 games kick off at 8:15. Burnley, Liverpool, West Brom, West Ham. Both are on Sky Sports. I'll probably be captaining Salah because it's in the last game of the week, which is that's how I like to do it.
And Liverpool, I mean, obviously, everyone get Alisson in. He's a goal scoring machine.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, if I had Chris Wood, I would hold him. I wouldn't get him out for this game because Liverpool still look so dodgy. Central defence. Big Nat Phillips is a wonderful man, but
I think both teams score.
Yeah,
definitely.
West Brom, West Ham, bit of a weird game that. West Ham, last couple of weeks has struggled. West Brom down and comfortably so, and now they just had a goalkeeper score against them in the 95th minute. So you would expect their confidence to be completely on the floor after that one.
Yeah, you're right. We had a question come in from Hafiz Kanji. Would you start Zahar versus Arsenal or Dania versus Wolves? Oh yeah, that is a good question.
Well, Hafiz, I happen to have both at the moment.
So
I'll be starting both. But I think I would go Dania versus Wolves because I think they are just. I just think that they're so dull up top. Wolves. I just don't see them causing problems for Everton. I get that we would have said about Sheffield United going into tonight's game, but I do think they're away from home. They're a different beast, Everton. So yeah, I would go Dania.
Oh, I would definitely go Zahar against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal is the sort of team Zaha thinks he can get a move to. I think that'd be sort of perfect move for him. And how often do you hear it that players have been signed by teams because of how they've played against them? So I would go Zaha definitely against Arsenal rather than Dania.
He was linked strongly with Arsenal, wasn't he, a couple of years ago? But they were priced out the market. So yeah,
okay, cool.
Zaha for me as well.
Zaha wins. Thanks for the question, Hafiz. Okay, then punt send this week. This is where we choose someone with under 2% ownership. Where if they come good, we have the safety of not having our captain picked for the final game week of the season by a listener. So, Mike, you have laid your cards on the table. You're going Willock.
Yeah. Like I say, he's a man in form. I don't understand why more people haven't got on board, particularly if these last two fixtures coming up. Maybe they were waiting for that Man City game to come and go.
Anthony?
Yeah, I've also gone Newcastle. I've gone Joe Linton.
Joe Linton.
What's wrong with that, boys? He scored six. He got 6 points at the weekend, boys. Stick that in your soundbite when he scores this weekend or on Tuesday night. 6 points, please. Boys. Not 0.5% ownership, boys. Proper differential, proper punt.
Like, it's really. Can I just say I've been working on this just for the last 30 seconds since Havis came on and gave us a question. Thank you for tuning in. He's known in the dressing room as Cake and Eat It.
Beautiful.
That's it. Sorry, Havis, but that's it's what I do. It's all I've got.
Okay. I am going for Rodrigo again.
No.
Rodrigo.
How original.
Wait, look, it worked for me last week. It will work for me this week, hopefully. So he is at 2% ownership. And
what's the rule? Isn't it under 2% ownership?
2% ownership or less.
Okay, as you were.
Thank you. So I will do that. So Rodrigo, Willock, and Joe Linton, who I know now is going to score.
He scored against Man City, boys. Pipe down.
I can't wait for the abuse I'm going to get when he scores.
Oh, there'll be. I mean, hugging is allowed again from tomorrow, which is great news for you, my friend. Because should he score, I'll drive to your house and hug you very tightly.
Thanks for that offer. I will lock the doors. We don't normally, because we're normally on our lunch break and completely pressed for time. We try not to push things. But if anyone wants to leave us a review on Apple or subscribe on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, it makes a nice difference to us. We are just three guys having a chat about fantasy football. We know we are not very professional. I mean, what other podcast gives you player or cheese?
I was going to say, before you write your review, maybe just omit the minutes, 20 to 35 of the Seagulls pod. But yeah, we feedback is great, and all those likes and subscribes and all of that, it all helps. So thanks to those that do.
It doesn't help in any sort of financial way. It's just nice to see. Okay, then that only leaves us with Mike to sing us out or pun us out.
Okay.
So good luck, everyone. Don't forget, deadline is Tuesday. Have a great week.
Here we go. Don't spoil it, Phil, if you get it. No more carefree laughter. Stick it with it. Here it comes. Silence.
I can confirm Hafiz is disconnected.
After Hafiz cake and eat it. I may have lost him at that point. Here we go. Walking through an empty house, tears in my eyes. Here we go. This is what it could have been called. This is where the story ends. This is goodbye. Knowing Bree, knowing Zoo, Mama. Can't do. Knowing Bree, knowing Zoo, Mama. We just have to face all this time.
Okay. All right, that is a disaster.
Bye-bye.
Probably the worst yet. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a good week, everyone.
No
Goodbye.
words. Goodbye now. Goodbye.
Is the best I can do.